This is Mark Johnson, covering the 2012 AdTech Conference in San Francisco.
I'm Samantha Skey. I'm Chief Revenue Officer for RecycleBank, based in New York City.
Thank you. With the advent of social, mobile, and other emerging technologies, how do brands effectively engage their audience in this challenging and very dynamic marketing environment?
I think it's a great question, something that we're asked often by our clients and that we ask ourselves often at RecycleBank is how can we use all of these technologies to advance our business and drive incremental customer engagement. I think that it's critical to understand first what you're endeavoring to achieve from a business standpoint. So a lot of brands are sort of seem to be hopping on the bandwagon of I need a social solution, I need a mobile solution, I need a mobile app, and having a mobile app among the thousands and thousands of mobile apps available is not going to help your business. I think understanding exactly how your consumer would use a mobile experience and then designing to that. So for RecycleBank, we want to be able to enable our members to earn points wherever they are. It might not be convenient to be online. They might not be at curbside, recycling, but we want them to be able to track their behavior and to receive rewards. That's how mobile works for us. Social for us is, I think social is only truly valuable if it pays attention to context. So if you interrupt people with an experience when they're in the midst of a social platform and that experience is not part of their social discussion, then that's probably not going to be a great user experience. If you can harness social to allow people to group together and to share information and to create content around sort of a passion topic or a very highly relevant topic, that's actually meaningful. So I think it comes back to what is the brand or the company's objectives and sort of employing the platforms to drive those objectives rather than jumping on I need a social solution, I need a mobile solution, and then sort of trying to shoehorn your brand into that platform.
Great, thank you. Multi360 believes that this is the best time to be a CMO, yet also the most challenging time to be a CMO. Do you agree? And what advice would you give a CMO in today's challenging economic environment?
Okay, I agree that it is an extremely challenging time to be a CMO. I'm sure it's also good, but the challenging really resonates. I think it's challenging because there is so much data available. There's more access to data than there ever has been for a marketer and for a consumer. Consumers can learn whatever they want about products, about pricing. They can do comparison shopping all sort of with their thumbs and the click of a mouse. So I think that's tricky. It's also a massive opportunity. You can know so much about your user or your member or your customer, so much more than you could know 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, and you can get that information in real time, which means you have to be able to react in real time, which is very hard. There's not this nice cycle of sort of creative development, concept testing, user testing, focus groups, qual and quant come together and validate a product, and then it goes to market. It's really iterative. So I think that makes it challenging. My advice would be to separate the super relevant data from the nice to have data. So design 3 to 6 metrics that are critical to the health of your business and focus on those with sort of laser-like precision, looking at them daily, making sure the whole company understands those, because that will, again, hopefully you won't get lost in the abundance of data if you do that.
Great, thank you. Multi360 believes that loyalty is the most important facet to consider in any marketing strategy. Yet how can one create loyalty when so many technologies are focused on mass acquisition of customers that may or may not be aligned effectively with the product offering?
Well, this is a challenge that we experience at RecycleBank and that we see lots of the brands we work with experiencing, where it's pretty straightforward. The economics of acquisition are pretty straightforward. So we know how to acquire more members or more humans into our website, into our platform, how to generate more registrations. Same way, if you promote properly, you usually can drive that first purchase of any consumer product. I think that the challenge, and it's really critical to success for brands today is how do you create the second, third, fourth interaction with brand or product, which is the advent typically of loyalty. Either that or you're throwing money at every interaction, which is not sustainable. So there must be a real connection to the product or the service. Otherwise, there's always a better offer. There are no unique products today. Everything has been almost, even the iPad, even the iPod, the products existed before. They just didn't look as good, or they weren't marketed as effectively. So I think given how difficult it is to have a truly unique product, you have to create the experience and connection to the brand or the product that will generate, that will get that person to stop looking for a better offer. So I agree with the importance. How you generate that engagement is another question, but I don't think it's about acquisition.
Great. Experience drives engagement, and engagement drives loyalty. Yet at every part of the communication channel, people should feel engaged. What are the challenges you see in today's environment with multi-channel communication programs for today's marketers, and how do they effectively address this opportunity?
Well, I think that sort of correlates to the last question. That I shouldn't say acquisition is a negative thing. Acquisition is wonderful, and rapid acquisition is a great sign of relevance. But if that first experience that occurs upon acquisition of a new customer is not a good one, then you are going to not have that bridge to engagement, which bridges to loyalty, which bridges to frequency, and to, you hope, propagation. We think a lot about the funnel a lot, which just helps us to orient our thinking at RecycleBank. We contemplate sort of the first experience or the first moment of connection on down through to advocacy, and we treat each stage of the funnel very differently. We have different metrics, we have different expectations, we have different mechanisms to drive outcomes. So at the top, we just want to titillate and get somebody to try. In the middle, we know that we need to really put the power of the product to work and ensure that we're delivering real value in exchange for people's time. And then at the advocacy point, at that point, it's sort of out of your hands. Once you've converted someone and they're a true believer, you hope that you can give them the tools to propagate and perhaps reward them or acknowledge them for it, but it's really going to have to be authentic or it won't resonate anyway. So I think really a full funnel focus that allows you to lose some people at the top. You're going to cast a wide net, allow yourself to lose 90% perhaps, maybe 80%, and then really understand what those 10 or 20% are sticking around for and how you build an ongoing engagement through sort of evolving relevance.
Great. Give us a high-level overview of your product and how it helps drive more effective engagement and therefore better marketing outcomes.
Our product is a Rewards for Recycling program, which has evolved to become Rewards for Green Action. We ask people to take green actions, and we reward them with points. They can use the points to go shopping in our rewards catalog. In that catalog or marketplace, they'll find a plethora of daily deals and daily discounts and experiences. We also reward them with social status and incremental access and other types of less tangible value. And what we've found is that you really can change behavior if you pull people into an engagement cycle that is rewarding to them, not just on the monetary level, but is rewarding in terms of their experience, their sense of self, their feelings of worth. And when you're dealing in sustainability and doing good things for not just the environment, but for the community and for your own economics or your own wallet, it's easier to show that that person is really doing good, and that validation seems to keep them coming back for more. So we combine a very interesting and highly calculated blend of rewards and recognition to drive outcomes such as increased recycling rates, decreased water usage, decreased energy usage in the home, increased advocacy on behalf of one's own community efforts around sustainability. And we measure them all. So we're pleased to know that you can use some of these dynamics and tactics to change consumers' behavior for good.
All right. Thank you very much, Samantha.
Sure. Thank you.